Good evening. We begin with breaking news out of Queen's Park tonight. Ontario's Integrity Commissioner is launching an investigation into the Labour Minister over the controversial Skills Development Fund.
The investigation comes after complaints were issued from both the opposition NDP and Liberal parties. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris joins us live with the latest. Siobhan.
Well, this is another chapter in this still unfolding scandal, and it means that the government will have to continue to face questions about the application of the Skills Development Fund for many months to come. At the center of this is David Piccini and his relationship with a firm, members of that firm who did receive Skills Development Fund cash. Remember that we have seen images of David Piccini at a hockey game before he was the Minister of Labour with an executive from a firm that ultimately got millions of dollars from that Skills Development Fund. We did hear from the Integrity Commissioner that they will be combining these two complaints from the NDP and the Liberals, considering them together. A lot of people are wondering how long an investigation like this might take. If you revisit the last big ethics watchdog complaint and investigation we had, it was into the Greenbelt scandal. That investigation was launched in mid-January and wrapped up, and that report was delivered in August. So it could be many, many months until we have answers to the questions about whether or not David Piccini ultimately broke the ethics rules that govern MPPs at Queen's Park in their roles as elected officials. We do have a statement from Minister Piccini's office tonight. They write, "We are continuing to assist the Integrity Commissioner with her work on this file." The office then goes on to defend the good work that they say that the Skills Development Fund has done. There have been many calls for David Piccini to either resign or be fired by the Premier. The Premier, as recently as last week, didn't signal any intention to remove David Piccini from his post. The Premier was in Ottawa today meeting with Mark Carney for what he says is a transformational cooperation agreement.
Ford, what do you make of?
It's a cooperation deal between the federal and provincial governments to stop doubling up on environmental assessments.
This agreement will speed up project approval timelines by introducing a new one project, one review approach.
The Premier excited about what it means for plans to build roads to link to the mineral-rich Ring of Fire. Ontario has signed agreements with 3 First Nations doing their own studies in recent months.
Today's agreement is the last step in our plan to get shovels in the ground this June.
The leaders agree building more faster is critical with ongoing economic and trade pressures with the U.S. Talks were derailed this fall when U.S. President Trump took exception to Ontario's anti-tariff ad featuring the voice of Ronald Reagan.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
An ad the Premier defended in front of the Prime Minister for the first time.
Number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views. We wanted to bring it to the attention of the American people.
Prime Minister Carney kind of made a face when you said it was the greatest ad ever.
It was.
Doug Ford remains unrepentant for the ad and the pause in talks.
He's attacking our steel industry, attacking our automotive sector, attacking our manufacturing, our pharmaceutical, our life sciences. I'm not going to sit back and roll over.
This comes as the next phase of trade negotiations starts to take shape, with a sense that sectoral tariffs are here to stay, in the medium term at least.
My judgment is that that is now going to roll into the broader CUSMA negotiations. So we're unlikely, given the time horizons coming together, to have a sectoral agreement.
Americans want more access to Canada's dairy market and to nix the Online Streaming Act, which forces big U.S. companies like Netflix to abide by Canadian broadcasting rules, and to put U.S. booze back on the shelves of Canadian liquor stores.
When the Prime Minister and President Trump come up with a great deal for both countries, we'd be more than happy to bring in some maybe Kentucky bourbon.
But in Ontario anyway, not a moment sooner. The Premier said he would not do what other provinces have, which is sell off that stockpile of U.S. booze and give the proceeds to charity. He says he doesn't want to take away any sales from Ontario breweries and wineries, especially at Christmas. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Siobhan Morris. Nathan, back to you.
Thank you, Siobhan.